Winning Motor Trend Truck of the Year 3 times in a row? That had never been done before. Then again, neither had a 12-inch touchscreen or 1,000 pound-feet of torque. Never been done before. It's just kind of our thing.
Flames TV live at the Intermission, brought to you by Ram Truck, winner of Motor Trend Truck of the Year for the 3rd year in a row. Brendan Parker alongside Matt Stajan. Good to have you back. And it is the Battle of Alberta, and we saw some fireworks in that first period for sure. Maybe before we get to those, let's just kind of get your assessment of what we saw in a quiet first period, other than that, offensively at least.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good period for the Flames. You know, it's Daryl Sutter hockey. We talk about it. It's winning hockey, especially when you have Draisaitl, McDavid on the other side. You're keeping them in check. I know the shots are 5-4. It's not maybe the most entertaining game, but that's how you win hockey games. You put pucks in deep behind their D. That's what the Flames are doing, and Edmonton's been sloppy as a result of it. You could say they're sloppy, or you could say the Flames are kind of forcing the issue a bit by putting them in positions to turn the puck over. Unfortunately, it hasn't resulted in any goals yet for the Flames, but I felt like the majority of the period was played at this end.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting when you talk about team defense, and if you're going to play in the offensive zone as much as the Flames have, even if it's not leading to, you know, grade A scoring chances, right now you take that in terms of what you're not giving up instead. Definitely,
and the best spot to play defense is in the offensive zone. You make McDavid and Draisaitl and that skill playing their own end, that's where they don't want to be. So if you can pin them in, it's going to result in the game plan that works for you. And that period, I thought they played it pretty much to a T.
All right, well, that's kind of what we saw in terms of the back and forth in both offensive zones. But how about kind of the story of the period? And it starts with a hit alongside the wall, the bench, right by the Calgary Flames bench on Oliver Shillington from Juhar Kara. What do you make of the hit here and the result of it?
Yeah, that's a penalty all day. You know, Shillington's engaged here in a battle, and you know, Kahara's he's got to make sure you don't hit a vulnerable guy. We just saw a guy get suspended for 7 games.
Yes. Doing
similar hit, maybe, you know, which I kind of question a bit, but he connected with his head there. So, you know, it was a missed call. It happens. But he had to pay the price here. You know, Richie came in, you know, just how he lined up for that faceoff. You knew that they were going after Monahan got kicked out. So it's unfortunate too to see what happened here at the end of the fight. But you know, this is how you police the game, and this is Daryl Sutter hockey. You know, if a guy's going to take liberties on your team, and you see it a lot on your stars, you know, you're going to have to step up and have guys fight. It's a good response by the Flames team, and you know, because the refs aren't always going to make the right call or get it right. So, you know, this is a good response for the Flames, because, you know, it puts Edmonton on notice and other teams. If you're going to mess around and take liberties at guys on the Calgary Flames, you're going to have to step up, and that's been a model and something Daryl Sutter's always had on his teams.
Yeah, well said. And you can kind of tell just the way Shillington was locked up with Devon Shore there. There's no chance he sees him coming, and you wonder, you know, maybe just that where the referee was, maybe blocked it out. But when you see the second replay, it makes it pretty obvious of where the contact was.
It's a dirty play. As a player, you're in that position when you're engaged in a battle with another guy, and a guy comes in and catches you in the head, you know, you're defenseless. It's a dirty play. There's no way you can defend that hit. I don't think anybody on Edmonton would. You're going to defend your teammate, but you know, imagine that happens vice versa. They'd be up in arms as well. So that's the kind of play that they've been trying to take out of the game for years. You know, and you're trying, and you don't want headshots anymore. Even with clean hits, if a guy makes contact with the head, it's a problem. So when you hit a defenseless guy in the head, it's a dangerous play, and there's no business for that in the game anymore.
Yeah, without a doubt, something that the National Hockey League and the NHL player safety will be looking at for sure. We saw Richie, the response there, but that wasn't the only time we saw Richie in that first period. He had a pretty effective and noticeable period, considering especially he spent 5 minutes in the penalty box. Richie seems to be finding a fit here.
Yeah, he's come in. He's got a coach in Daryl Sutter that's gonna run with him. You know, I look back to those Kings teams that Daryl had. You know, there's a lot of guys with the same sort of makeup as Richie who can get in on the forecheck, a big body. He's not scared of anything. He'll step up and fight when he has to. You know, he's just going to cause havoc out there, and he's a smart player. He keeps it simple. So good on him. He's really come on this season and made the most of his opportunities. And I think he has a coach now that's going to really give him even more opportunity.
Yeah, and just at the end there, we saw him draw the penalty, the only power play of the game so far for the Calgary Flames. Obviously hasn't led to a goal. So that's where we stand, scoreless through 20 minutes. And we saw some conversation there with Nurse and Bennett as well. Do you think maybe we've seen maybe just the start of a bit of fire throughout this game, or how do you think this one kind of continues now?
Yeah, we'll see. You know, and that's a response by Nurse. He's one of the tougher guys on Edmonton, and you know, he's looking at you know, stir things up, and he's not shy. So, you know, this is the Battle of Alberta. In a way, because they're playing each other so much this year, and there's no fans. It's kind of taken away from it a bit. You have to say that, but you know, at any instant in these games, something can spark something, and it can get messy. Yeah,
that's just it, right? It only takes one thing, and then off you go. But so far, we're scoreless through 20 minutes, and shots, as Matt mentioned, 5-4 right now through 20 minutes of play, and we'll get to the second period coming up in just a moment. But first, let's check in on the RE/MAX 50/50 in support of the Calgary Flames Foundation and Southern Alberta Charities. $121,000 in climbing as we get close to the 10 p.m. draw close. You can go to calgaryflames.com/50/50, and a winning ticket will be drawn tonight. A nice little pot growing there. All right, it is scoreless after 20 here at the Scotiabank Saddledome. Round number 5 of the Battle of Alberta. We'll be back in the second intermission to break it all down then.
We call it the Ram 1500 Limited. But truth be told, there's nothing limited about it. Ram 1500, winner, J.D. Power Award for Best Driver Appeal.